Yeah. CruzPro Limited has developed a solar monitor and controller that optimizes the use of available solar energy by automatically controlling up to 8 mains-powered circuits in either a wired or wireless manner. All operations are performed with explanatory menus using the 4 buttons on the front of the instrument. The display normally shows 6 values: the mains voltage, the load power, which is the amount of total power that the house is consuming, the export power, which is the amount of energy being drawn from the grid in red or being exported to the grid in green, solar power, which is the amount of energy being created by the solar array, today's kilowatt hours, which is the amount of energy created since midnight today, and total kilowatt hours, which is the total amount of energy that your array has ever created. In addition to the 6 values above, there are 8 colored boxes at the bottom, numbered 1 to 8, that show which circuits are off in green and on in red. The controller has 2 modes, manual and auto. In manual mode, you can turn circuits on and off with the press of a few buttons. We can turn that circuit off, turn that circuit on, turn that circuit on. In auto mode, the controller turns circuits on and off according to the rules that you specify. For ease of remembering the functions of each circuit, you can give names to each of the 8 circuits. There's also a priority, circuits number 1 through 8, with number 1 having the highest priority. So if there's sufficient available energy, it will turn on. In auto mode, it'll turn on the first circuit first, and if the energy decreases through the day, it'll turn on it'll turn off the circuit with the least priority first. The rules for when to turn on and off a circuit are saved into a non-volatile memory from the setup menu. To prevent accidental modification of the rules, the setup menu is protected with an access code. In this case, the code is 5001. Within the setup menu, you can modify the access code, you can set the date and time, you can calibrate the mains voltage, you can calibrate the mains current transformer, and you can calibrate the inverter current transformer. You can also zero today's kilowatt hours, and you can edit the rules for the circuits. Within the circuit setup page for each circuit, you can specify the amount of power that circuit draws. You can tell it when to turn on. If the available power in this case exceeds 1.5 kilowatts, we're going to turn that circuit on. You can also tell it the minimum run time. So once that circuit's been turned on, it's not going to turn off for at least X number of minutes. And you can also tell it how long to run through the day. So in this case, it's going to be run for 3 hours. Optionally, you can program in an on and off time. So for instance, you could turn on a towel rack at 4 o'clock in the morning and turn it off at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you specify a programmed on and off times, it takes priority over any of the others.